right, well, in today's stories that make me mad, I have a question for you guys. How would you feel if you signed up to die for this country, only for this country to honor you in your death by putting a pride flag at your gravesite? This is not a hypothetical question. We have the news this month that Biden is raising pride flags at our national cemeteries. This one is specifically at Biloxi National Cemetery in Mississippi. And I have to be honest, look, anytime I see this stuff, I think it's nonsense, but few things make me madder than this, right? Make me madder to see, that flag being raised at, this is where our fallen soldiers lie, right? But I do think it goes to highlight something important and something I've been talking about for the past few years, which is I think this does go to show you, if you are a young conservative man, do not join the military. I know you're very often conditioned, hey, this is the cool thing to do, patriotic, whatever. Folks, it is not a good idea to do in 2023 because I think as you see from this image right here, it's not about serving the flag. It's not about defending freedom. It's about this. It's about defending Biden. It's about defending the American regime. And I suppose let's kind of go through that thought exercise, right? So imagine this. Imagine you're a young, patriotic, conservative male who, wants to in some way sacrifice or give back to their country. And you were told very often growing up by propagandists, right? There's a reason why most military recruitment is geared at conservative men. Maybe that's on purpose. I don't know. Who knows? But you were told very often growing up the way to do that, the way to serve the flag, defend freedom, is to join the military. And so perhaps naively, you sign up thinking that that's what you're going to do. And yet instead of actually defending this country, furthering the, values of the American people, whatever it is, you instead are sent to die in some stupid, pointless war for the military-industrial complex by a bunch of leaders who could care less about you, right? And so that's first and foremost. That's the first and foremost reason why I think it is not a good idea to join the military. But then let's say still regardless, you die a noble death. You go and die a noble, heroic death. Well, how does this country honor your sacrifice when you come home in a body bag? They do so by flying a flag of literal nonsense, right? Flying a flag of sodomy at your gravesite in an intentional, deliberate means to mock you. That's basically what this is, right? They're mocking you, they're laughing at you. And to a degree, I would also argue this demonstrates conquest, right? That's really, you want to talk about what does the pride flag symbolize? More so than sodomy or LGBT, anything. I think the pride flag, especially as you see it here, represents a conquered United States, right? And that's what's interesting because we very often talk about all of our enemies, the enemies to American freedom. And you often will hear even tired old cliches from Republican politicians talking about how so-and-so country is the greatest threat to our freedom. That's not true at all, right? Because I think as you see from this image right here, the biggest enemy to America is not any other country. It is the enemy within, and the enemy within which has conquered our country, right? This is we want to talk about that. This image right here does go to show you, right? The, whatever you want to call it, woke mind virus, liberalism, communism, Satanism, whatever name you're going to give to it. That is the enemy to our freedom, most fundamentally. But also, as you see, that's the one that has conquered us. We really, in many ways, are a conquered people. We have been conquered by the flag of pride imperialism. And now here it is dawning everywhere, including our capital, including our national cemetery, right? And so I do think that also goes to show, though, that if you are a young conservative who wants to in some ways serve the country, give back to it, there are way better uses of your bravery, your courage, your masculine imperative than going and dying for Biden or dying for the military-industrial complex. In fact, arguably the best way you could do that in a peaceful sense, I'm not calling for Fed posting here, just in a peaceful sense, is by helping build some form of resistance against the actual enemy from within that has really conquered the United States, right? And so that's what I would say. And that's why I'd say, ultimately, I don't think it's a good idea to join the military in 2023. If you are currently in the military, I pray for you. I pray for your safety. I pray that this situation changes soon. I think this is a disgrace that your fallen comrades are being honored with rainbow pride flags. But, we understand also that's the situation right now, which is why I don't think it's a good idea to serve the regime when the regime in power is evil. But anyways, there is the pride flag story. And then I did want to show this one as well. This one is kind of actually somewhat made me laugh. But if you thought it was just our national cemeteries that have been conquered by the pride flag, no, it's the entire government, right? It's the entire government. But here, check it out. The U.S. Department of Agriculture, okay? So they've changed their profile picture to the LGBT flag in honor of Pride Month. That includes the the trans thing. And then they tweeted this out the other day. Period. And I guess their whole building in DC is lit up with the rainbow thing in honor of Pride Month. And I will say, most of the time when they do this stuff, I'm not a fan of it. I'm like, no, this is bad. We don't like. But I will say, for once, this actually works. This actually fits. The reason why, and I tweeted this out, I said, this is very fitting considering the food in America is indeed making people gay. It is true. It is true. They're signaling it directly to your face, right? And we talk about this sometimes on the channel, but how the food in this country is poisonous. The food in this country, especially for men, is like killing our sperm count, the amount of estrogenic, hormones and all that stuff in the food, seed oils, whatnot. Well, maybe it does work, right? Maybe it does work that the U.S. Department of Agriculture is indeed saying that it's gay, because it's true. The food is making us gay. And apparently the frogs, too, according to a certain individual. All right, anyways, but there it is. Okay, I just wanted to talk about that briefly. Yeah. Don't join the military. Don't serve the regime. This country needs a lot of internal fixing before I think our values are defended in any way. And you look at the fact that our national cemeteries and every federal agency are doing this, I think that does tell you a lot. So anyways, guys, that wraps up this video. Before we actually close it out, I do want to say be sure to follow me on Twitter at thevincedao TV, and be sure to follow me on every social media. I never plug my social medias, which I should, because if we ever get a strike on YouTube or something, I have no way to inform anyone because I don't even plug them. Okay, so be sure to follow me. Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff, link in the description. And on that front, I do want to say shout out to Tristan Tate, okay? Talking about who follows me on Twitter. All right, very interestingly, I went on today. I found out Tristan Tate recently followed me on Twitter. I don't even know when. But, very cool, very epic. Was not expecting that, to tell you the truth. But, so shout out Tristan Tate. I appreciate that. And, listen, if you or Andrew ever need an interviewer that's not a miserable hag from the BBC, listen, we got you. Just kidding. But in all seriousness, okay? Follow me on social media, leave a like on the channel, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and until then, till the next time I see you, Alpha Moves Only, God bless. Be sure to join us Monday's show, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and peace. Hey guys, Vince Dao here. Hope you enjoyed that clip from the Vince Dao Show. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. And be sure to check out the Vince Dao Show live every weeknight here on this channel at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It is a great show. Many are saying this. So leave a like, check out our other clips, and be sure to check out the show. Yeah, God bless.